So, good morning. All vehicle service will be at your rigs. There's no room for that stuff over there. Your lap will count if you get through the in clip in the chase. And then, again, I want to start turning the cars around faster, particularly in one more times or as we get later in the bracket. So I'm going to be pushing you guys. Prep your cars before opening ceremonies. That's working really good. We're flipping it around and going a lot faster. And if you leave the back of the burnout box without your spotter talking to me or talking to Sopa or Grid, Logan, then it's just going to be a 5. So let's make sure we communicate, and then we'll go from there. Any questions for me?
Good morning. Let's see here. Here's your schedule for today. Same thing was sent out in your event packet, so you guys should have this already. But basically, we'll start warm up at 4, and then we start the seating bracket at 6 today. Before then, we've got your practice. The course right now, we don't have all the boxes for the outer zones painted. We've got markers out there for them. We're going to adjust it during the first part of the first practice session to finalize it. And then we'll update the maps that are in here as well to reflect that and send it out in Discord. All right, so there's the preliminary map that got sent out. The last outer zone is slightly adjusted from what this one is, so we'll update that when we do the momentum map for you guys. But otherwise, track should look like this. If you haven't walked it already, you can probably do it real quick before we go out, but it should be pretty much similar for everything else. Same as always, lead driver should initiate wide on driver's left, later than the 3-2-1 marker, proper direction with no more than 2 moves, back on throttle, quickly with minimal e-brake. So here's your 3-2-1 marker cones. You can see in the start of zone 1, I'll show you where that is too, but we've also got the lines across the track here like we've done previous rounds this season, so all of that should look fairly similar to what we've done here in the past. Outer zone 1 should approach outer zone 1 confidently as close to the wall as possible with appropriate angle and set during initiation and maintained throughout the zone. Lead driver should fill the zone entirely and not cheat the line by entering the zone late or leaving the zone early. You can see there's 3 lines. We're going to use the one that's at the very bottom right here. That'll be basically the track edge. So if you do dip down there, that's considered tires off. It will actually line up with the end of the outer zone 2 for the infield, so that'll make sense later. You can also see where the start of outer zone 1 is, so it's at the rev up and the central welding supply signs. When you come off, we've got the 3-2-1, and then we've also got the last marker delineating the end of the outer zone. And you can see where the third line down below kind of matches up with that yellow line for the infield. There's the end of the outer zone. Coming into the field, we've widened that area that you come off, so when you go into outer zone 2, we'll have that marked for you. But lead drivers stay on throttle with little to no adjustments from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2. Should approach confidently and close to the edge of the track as possible. And then when you exit, the transition should be smooth, calculated with no fluidity disruption or momentum variance, and then decel after the transition, not before. So there's the zone. We'll have it painted. You can see it's roughly probably 8 to 10 feet further out than what it was in previous years. So that should give you guys plenty of room. Those that used to come through hot would know when they drop tires and everything, so this should make it a little bit easier for you guys to navigate through there. And you can see where we've got temporary markers, but we'll have the delineators out there for you for the clipping points, and then we'll come in and paint it once we've officially set where it's going to be for you guys. Then you'll transition, you go in outer zone 3. That's going to be really close to what it was last year as well. So you can see we've got it marked here, and those will stay probably in those locations, but we haven't painted just in case we do need to adjust it. So these 2 zones will be the main ones we adjust. Then you come across the inner clip. We're going to do like the other rounds. We'll have a box for you. So that's where the box will be painted. Should be hopefully done here shortly if it's not already. And that's similar to where the lines were before when we had the 3 lines. So similar to like at Road Atlanta and stuff too, where we put it in the same area. So that should give the chase car plenty of room to get in the pocket. Carry momentum, come back across, transition, and here's outer zone 4. So instead of it being on the wall, it's a little bit prior this year. Once you come through that zone, we want you to carry that line and kind of just finish the track to driver's left. Just be careful that the line doesn't always go against the wall. It'll start coming back off to curve you to set up for that inner bank that comes out. But otherwise, it should be really similar to the same course through that area. We've just adjusted the position of the zone. 3 tires off is an incomplete. Power alley's wider than previous years, and outer zone 4 has been moved a little earlier. Do you guys have questions about the layout for this year or any concerns? Yes?
On outer zone 2, since we're not sure where it is, we haven't painted the box. Can we put some like orange cones on top of that? Because the white ones kind of for me, it'll be hard to see.
Okay. Do we have any?
Or 3, I mean, yeah.
We have no more other cones or anything?
Yeah, the
Okay.
white ones could stay, but just in addition to it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe
like in the
some
front and back of it.
colorful ones, yeah.
But yeah, so green will be fine?
Yeah, anything
Okay.
that's contrasting white.
Okay. Yeah, I get you. I see for especially the one with the Nitto. Okay.
And I
All
got
right.
2 more things. The last zone, since it's earlier, how do you want us to finish off the track? Like stay wide?
Yeah,
still?
stay wide as you can. Just obviously, it's still going to kind of flatten out on that wall, but if you can just stay as far to the left as you can, just don't dive back across the track and cut off the chase cars. Basically, what we want to make it.
Cool. And third thing, the 3-2-1 on initiation, is that in the same spot as it was last year, or is it earlier?
Same exact spots.
When do you think you're going to have those zones painted?
We could probably do it as soon as the first practice is over. So we'll just try and adjust any minor adjustments we need to the zones as quickly as possible. Once we see a few runs to get it just perfect for you guys, and then as soon as the break is, we'll go out and paint it, and then it'll be set.
So basically drive it the way it flows the best right now.
Yeah, we'll watch you guys, so you guys have the power to dictate it, and then we'll adjust it accordingly.
Cool.
I think it's still similar to like it was last year with it pinched in, so the way it comes in. Do what now? Yeah, the main thing is just so you don't end up jumping the edge of the tracks where the two banks come in and meet. So we just want you to stay there. But yeah, we just don't want you to cut back across and cut off that chase car. Because in previous years we've had incidents where there was collisions after the finish line. One second. Jones.
So I like the changes that you guys have done to it. I'd like to hear your thought process on why you guys changed the track so that maybe we can understand what we're trying to achieve with the differences of where you put the zones.
Part of it was, even in previous years, that coming off the outer zone 1, it was just always a tight fit for you guys, and majority of y'all would always drop tires, and when we'd watch the runs, it seemed like the better runs would be a little bit wider. So I mean, we've adjusted it in previous years before and made it even further out, so we just keep doing that to kind of accommodate what you guys are driving, and it seems like that looks the best. It's also always been a really tight flick for you guys to come in, and then you have to transition really quickly to get in the box, and even after watching some of the tandems, some of the runs would end up being later to get into outer zone 3. So this kind of follows the same premise that we did with Orlando, where we give it more of an S shape to go through there instead of just a straight line. So this is kind of that same thought. You're getting a wider arc to make it go, and it should flow a little bit better for the chase cars as well.
In the end?
In the end, we just adjusted the zone so you're not trying to like slam your car up against the wall.
So to me, it seems like this is probably similar to what we've been asking for the last couple of years. And so I think
Okay.
it should work out pretty well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry it's late, but yep. Yes.
With the other two moved wider, how are you going to decel coming off the bank? More angle?
Yeah, you can use the angle of your car to set you up for it.
Well, just like lead versus chase, like mistakes in the lead for decel.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see it if it's abrupt, but we think honestly, we probably could have just filled it as one big giant zone if we wanted it, and you could just continue that. But ideally, you just keep pouring the more angle on, just don't park it. So don't come to a complete stop. Like we said, don't decel before the zone, but when you're in that zone, set up your angle to decel going, well, I guess if you have to decel, some might just power through it, transition, and then decel going into 3. But come into 2, don't slow down too much, but use your angle if you need to make it minor so it's not like an actual decel, but you're adjusting, I guess, the pace or the momentum of the car, if that makes sense. You got it, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked, but the entrance into the track before zone 1 starts, there's an opening there in the K rail. Is that been closed back off? Or are we initiating into the link?
Okay.
It's usually the last thing he does.
Okay, but that's the plan. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because then those, the 2 cones will come off that wall, right, and they'll go on the ground kind of like the 3? Okay, so yeah, that's why I made the box bigger. So these will come down, and then that'll get closed off. Okay. All right, any other questions? We'll update the map with the momentum change and anything else, and we'll throw that in Discord. And here's Sage.